I managed to outsmart my brother's fiancée. Now her wedding schemes backfired on her. I'm currently in medical school and live across the country from my brother and family. I was surprised when his fiancée asked me to be a bridesmaid because I barely know her, but she wants to have all siblings in the wedding. By the way, this comes from Educational Leg 1046, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, I made it clear that their wedding was during my final exam week, and while I was able to get an accommodation to take my last 2 exams early, I still wouldn't be able to help much with planning or being present at things like a bachelorette party or bridal shower. She said this was fine. It would mostly just be to have an even number of bridesmaids to groomsmen and for pictures. There is a group chat that was created months ago that I would read through every couple of days to get updates on things I needed to do, namely to order a bridesmaid dress. Links were sent with 3 styles to choose from, and we would be updated on colors later. So a couple weeks go by, and I ask what color to order. Bride says she's still thinking about it. Couple more weeks go by, and she's still thinking about it. Then a couple more weeks. You get the idea. Now it's at the point that if I don't order this dress in a couple of days, it won't be here in time. So I ask on Saturday, what color? No response in the group chat to me. I asked again yesterday, Sunday, what color do I need to order? Then I'm flooded with messages lambasting me for not ordering a dress yet from her sisters and my sister and her. My sister called me, told me to get my crap together and order a dress already. Whoa. Because my lack of preparedness is causing the bride intense anxiety because she doesn't think my dress will be here on time for the wedding. She texted me this morning, "Don't forget to order your dress. Love you," with smiling and kissing emojis. Still, no one had told me what color. I've scoured the group chat for a mention of dress colors or an image of a dress, but only the maid of honor sent a photo of her dress, and I don't know if she has a special color. There's thousands of messages, so it's not simple to find anything. Everyone else can meet in person, so I assume the decision on color was relayed in person. I can't tell if I'm being purposely excluded. About an hour ago, my brother called me, pleading with me to work things out with the bride because she's panicking about me. I tried to explain this to him, and he told me he doesn't care. It's a petty ladies issue. And since I'm not there for anything else, this is the least I can do because the bride thinks I don't like her because I wouldn't come to anything. He's taking her side. They know I'm in medical school. I have literally no say in my schedule, and I'm on the other side of the country, 5.5 hours by plane, and you freaking told them that you wouldn't be able to be a part of anything.
Exactly.
I'm fed up with them and contemplating telling my instructors the wedding was moved and I will take my exams at the regular time. I'd have more time to study that way anyway. I haven't told anyone in my family I'm considering this. Would I be the a-hole? I called my mother and asked her what the color for the bridesmaid dresses are. She said lavender.
Cool. Easy.
Okay. The only color option on the website that I would call lavender are named pearly lilac, periwinkle, and orchid purple. I text the maid of honor, bride's sister, to ask what dress color and got a multi-paragraph long lecture about not having ordered my dress yet.
Ah! Oh my gosh.
Basically, they're trying so hard to accommodate me being across the country by including me in the group chat. She said she didn't remember the shade name, but it's a dusty purple, then sent a blurry picture of a wrinkled order confirmation. The shade name was mulberry. On the dress website, that is a darker wine purple color. I told her this, and she said to order the lighter dusty purple color. I sent her a screenshot with a list of shade names and asked, which of these? She said she didn't know because everyone ordered the dresses so long ago and asked for pictures of the dresses in different shades from the website. So I sent screenshots of all the light purple colors. No response for a while, so I called her on the phone, which she was upset about because it's past 10 p.m. over there now. Her response was, "Look, I don't care what your problem is with me and my sister, but if you want to stay in good standing with this family, you need to get your ducks lined up, girly." I ignored the lecture and comments and asked what color.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go. That's literally all she wants.
Me, of the 3 I sent, which one is it? Her. I don't remember. I'll have to ask one of the other bridesmaids for her receipt. I'll get back to you. I want to bash my head in the wall. I called my second brother, the one not getting married. He said they're pulling similar things with him, and he feels like he was deliberately given the wrong dates for the bachelor party by the best man, bride's brother, so that he would miss it.
Whoa.
He inadvertently learned about the change date the morning of, and when he asked the best man, he told him it must have slipped his mind to tell him. then joked that he wouldn't have missed much since he probably wouldn't enjoy any of the festivities anyway. They've been making closet guard jokes and comments to him that he's been ignoring, but he thinks they're trying to get him to back out of the wedding. So if we both back out, then there will be an even number of bridesmaids to groomsmen again. Only speculation on our parts, of course. Quick update. I was seriously considering pulling out, but the collective rage here and my mating motivation to study has me thinking, by this point, with how this post took off, I wouldn't be surprised if they find it at some point, so I don't want to reveal my cards just yet. Thank you to the comments that gave me the idea. I guess I'll be making an update mid-June if all goes to plan. And there are some comments and an update. What do you think OP's going to do?
I think OP's just gonna buy one of the dresses.
Yeah.
It's gonna show up. Then the bride is gonna be mad because it's not the right color.
Yeah.
And she's gonna be like, I freaking tried. I freaking tried.
Man.
And
I
she's gonna
freaking
confront her
tried.
at the wedding.
Yeah.
It'll be a whole thing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing.
Okay. Well, let's find out.
Let's find out.
Well, first there's some comments. Comment 1, not the a-hole, but I have a question. Were you and your brothers close at all? Because with what she's doing to you and your other brother, it almost sounds like she's trying to push you two away from the groom. Like it seems like she's purposely trying to make you and your brother look like clowns who couldn't be bothered to care or something. I am almost getting vibes that she is trying to slowly cut his family out of the groom's life. This is setting off so many red flags in my head. Maybe you should have a talk with your mom to see if there's been any other signs of her either isolating the groom or other signs of possible abuse. I'm not trying to jump to conclusions. She might just be a witch, but the flags are a-flying. OP says, I was never close with my older brother, the one getting married. Younger brother and I were outcast, nerdy kids, and we're always close. I don't think the bride is trying to isolate my older brother. She's actually quite enamored with my mom and sister. She's always posting on Instagram about getting mani-pedis with my mom or going out for a mom and daughter lunch and coffee, usually with some kind of sweet caption about how she can feel her mom in heaven acting through my mom or something.
Whoa.
And she considers my sister her twin like they were separated at birth. She likes half of us, it seems. And there is another update.
Wow.
Yeah, it seems like she just doesn't like you guys,
Yeah.
I would say, which sucks.
Right.
But yeah, that does seem to be the case. And
so silly.
seems like you have a plan. But my other advice is just to drop out of the bridal party.
At this point,
Yeah, I'd be
it's
like,
just,
I'd be like, you guys are, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm done.
I'm
And then you text your
done.
brother and say, hey, this is not petty bridal women stuff.
Yeah.
I am being mistreated and I'm not going to be a part of your bridal party.
Exactly.
Update 2. Thanks to some responses, I called the bridal salon and asked what colors were ordered.
Smart, but like, what a headache to have to go through.
Literally, all of that
Oh my
when they could have just
gosh.
told them.
Yeah.
4 dresses in the color Flint, 1 in mulberry. The maid of honor was setting me up to believe mulberry was the color of all the dresses. OP was so freaking right.
Oh my god.
They had a different dress for
They had
the
a
maid of honor.
Yeah.
So I ordered 1 in mulberry and 1 in Flint. I only let the maid of honor know I purchased a mulberry dress. I caught a red eye to be there for the rehearsal. They had a room to get ready in the morning and wanted all the dresses stored there. I show up with the mulberry dress. The bride begins crying because it's too late to fix it. She asks if I would be upset if I asked to drop out because mulberry is for the maid of honor. I pretended like I had made such a big mistake. I said, I know a girl that works at the salon. Let me call her and see if there's any way to make it right. And if it's not, I'll step down because I want you to have the perfect day. I show back up the next morning to start getting ready with the correct dress in tow. My friend looked in the back for me and they just had this return yesterday. What are the odds? Exact style, color, and my size. It's a sign. Silence. Then an awkward, that's amazing.
Oh.
Now, I'll be honest, I thought the revenge would be that they had to have me and my younger brother in the wedding and photos. I couldn't have planned the next part.
I'm so excited right now. Wow.
They had to explain to the makeup artist that there was an additional bridesmaid, meaning they planned from the beginning that I wouldn't be in the wedding.
Wow. So they're not just like being really annoying and not communicating. They like actually
hate you.
don't want her in it.
They actually
And
freaking hate you.
this was a whole plan.
The ceremony went fine. We took photos after. Then there was no place settings for me and little bro with the wedding party at the reception since they banked on 1 less bridesmaid and 1 less groomsman being present. The table was almost not long enough. 2 chairs had to be thrown on the end. We didn't get food initially because we were actually in the seating plan at other tables, so our plates were brought to those place settings. I can tell my brother, groom, seemed ticked off at the staff for seemingly not having things set up properly. But the bride and best man diverted his attention. Dude, wake up.
Oh my gosh.
Wake up.
Oh my gosh.
It's not the servers, it's your freaking wife now.
Yes, this is too many to believe that it's a coincidence.
Before he, the groom, left, he found me and said he asked the maid of honor why the settings were wrong, and he was told I asked to be dropped from the wedding party weeks ago, then showed up and demanded to be in the wedding. OP's got freaking proof, man.
Dude, for real.
She's got freaking proof.
She's got receipts.
I said I didn't ask to be dropped and showed him my phone where she gave me a thumbs up on the dress. He noticed the screenshot was not the dress I was currently wearing, so I said I had to last minute switch it out after confusion on the color. He seemed satisfied with that. They left on their honeymoon and my brother returned several days early alone. So you can guess how that went. And there is a final update, but oh my God.
This is so much messier than I thought.
Ooh.
Wow.
Dude, maybe if you had listened to the petty lady problems, you wouldn't have had to marry and then divorce your wife immediately.
Yeah. Wow.
Jesus.
This is so satisfying.
So incredibly
So
satisfying.
satisfying.
You're so incredibly stupid, my dude.
Wow.
Sorry, y'all, for such a lapse in time. I've been so busy with things for school this summer. Then classes started up again, and on top of that, the events kept unfolding. So it didn't seem like there was a good time for an update that wouldn't be massively lacking in some kind of a conclusion. That said, here's what I intend as the final update. Up first, my little brother's perspective on the wedding. He said that our older brother, the groom, had approached him early on and asked if it was okay if his friend was the best man. Little brother said he wasn't bothered by that. However, our brother's friends have never been very nice to my little brother, so he was prepared for more of the same kind of circus. Mostly teasing, name-calling, anti-gay language used casually like it's 2005 and we call lame things attracted to the same gender and have to preference everything with no homo. One of the things they started to do was call my little brother the feminine version of his name. Oh my God, your brother sucks. Your older brother freaking sucks.
Yeah.
Now, he did tell me some information that makes it more clear why a certain someone might have wanted him out of the wedding party. Basically, at some point, very strong but unreciprocated feelings were expressed to my little brother. Seeing how popular the story has become, it would be potentially identifying to give more details in case anyone involved found this. Even if someone is an a-hole, I'm not going to accidentally out them in a very public way. Okay, so someone in the groom's party was maybe interested in OP's little brother. And then like try to get back at him. Beyond that, he said he was getting the cold shoulder in general and felt squeezed out from our own family. Apparently, at a family dinner with our parents, Mom said that the bride and maid of honor, bride's sister, were like the second and third daughters she never had. Our dad asked if she meant third and fourth daughters. So my own mother forgot she birthed me, I guess. Or she's terrible at addition. Not sure which is worse. Back to the wedding. The groomsmen/groom were set to go play golf in the morning before the ceremony. After the rehearsal night, when I had the wrong color dress and was dropping out, quote unquote, the best man called my little brother stating I had dropped out, and since he was set to walk with me, then he didn't need to show up to golf. But the next morning, they called him asking where he was and said I had made a scene to be back in the wedding, so he was back in too. On the golf course, our older brother was annoyed with him and said he should have come anyway, even if I was being dramatic again. Little brother didn't mention that the best man explicitly told him over the phone not to show up. So that's what was going on with the groomsmen that morning. Now for the real update.
Oh boy.
Juicy. Our brother came home a few days early from the honeymoon and was staying in a hotel. It was hard even for family members he's close with to get in touch with him for a couple days. The public story, thanks to my sister doing damage control, became that he had gotten ill and came home early but told his wife to stay and enjoy the trip, and that their apartment plumbing is being renovated, hence the hotel. Again, this has gotten so public that I feel eventually someone I know may see it, if not already, and share it with someone involved. I don't want to divulge too many personal details, so I'll try to stick with what is mostly public information. After arriving home a few days after my brother, his wife stayed with her parents' home for about a week. It seems that some kind of collaborative effort on part of my mom and sister, and presumably her brother, got him to talk to her, and then they were back together. A week or so after coming home, they moved back into their apparently newly renovated apartment. Everyone ignored or forgot the fact that they didn't speak for a week. Then it's been all smiles and perfect pictures on Instagram, lots of sappy 1 month anniversary, 2 month anniversary, etc. type of posts. So at that point, I didn't have much to update on. Kind of boring to say, don't know what happened on the honeymoon, they're back together like nothing happened now. A couple days ago, there was a pregnancy announcement on her social media.
On social media, that's how you find out?
Something to note is my older brother has never wanted children, and especially not children genetically related to him.
Oof.
He is a childhood cancer survivor, and he's always said he couldn't stand it if it was genetic. He's very serious about this, as in he was considering a vasectomy.
Wow.
I recently spoke with my sister on the phone and mentioned how this was very strange to me that they're announcing a pregnancy. She said, and this is a quote, "Well, there's nothing for getting a pill here and there. Can't fix if you want to get your way, you know?"
Wow.
My response was that's basically spicy related abuse, and she scoffed at me for saying it's anything similar. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Wow. Dude, let's just hope that it's not genetic and
Yeah.
that doesn't happen.
Like, oh my
It's definitely a
God.
manipulative relationship. 100%.
She's horrible. She's horrible.
100%.
But you know what's not horrible? Listening to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search up OK Storytime. I still don't know exactly what happened on the honeymoon. I'm regretting not telling my older brother more at this point, but I'm also not sure that petty ladies drama over a dress color would have gotten him to leave her. Clearly, he put up with a lot of drama from her anyway. I am internalizing the guilt though, so I'm sorry this isn't a particularly satisfying update. And there are some final comments to finish off. Comment 1, your mom, sister, bride, and bride's brother friends are all such a-holes.
Mm-hmm.
She's essentially baby trapped him after he explicitly said he doesn't want kids because of the possibility that they could go through cancer, which is true in some ways. People with a family history of cancer tend to get tested at an early age to make sure that they don't also have it. It also sounds like majority of your family are anti toward your brother. Coming from a bi person, even if they themselves don't make these comments, the fact that they don't stick up for him when others do makes them just as bad, if not worse. They are his family. They're your family. They're supposed to be some of your biggest advocates. Whenever it comes to family, if one of their friends says something out of pocket, it is their responsibility to correct it. They should be the person in between you and the friend acting as a buffer. I honestly wonder how your brother has stayed with that woman for so long. Does he feel like he can't get out because mom and sister love her so much? Has he been worn down to the point where he can't leave? Is he a prick who decides that the things she does to wrong his family aren't that bad, so he stays? At the wedding, it sounded like he was upset that the staff forgot about you and your brother, so it looks like he cares somewhat. But his behavior is so strange. How has he not picked up on this strange behavior? OP, I am truly sorry that this has been going on in your family. Your best bet is to take your younger brother and run, even though I know it's not going to be easy or possible right now. You two sound like you're going to be each other's support system throughout this, like you have been to this point. Has your dad expressed any kind of input at all on this, other than when he had to remind your mother of your existence? Which I can somewhat understand. I mean, my mom will call me by my sister's name when trying to get my attention. But given the context of what yours is like, I feel like there's more than just forgetfulness. I hope everything turns out all right, especially because there's now a pregnancy involved. If it comes down to it, you might just need to air out every single thing that has happened. Maybe your brother can make better decisions once he's hit with a brick of information. All of the lying, all of the gaslighting, the ganging up on the two of you, the huge elaborate plan to punt both of you out without actually saying it. And all because they're anti-gay and she wanted the aesthetic even pictures. The text sent by her friend admitting to making sure his wife got pregnant after they agreed not to for some very valid reasons. That betrayal of trust cuts so deep, I don't know how he could stay if he knew. If that fails, it honestly might need to be turned into a low/no contact situation to save you and your younger brother your sanity and well-being. Let them live with their effed up choices and drama-filled life once everyone knows all the details, especially your brother. And that is the end of that story.
Wow.